Hello, good evening. Welcome to episode 57 of The Home Front. Let me switch this phone around real quick. Hopefully. Nope, not going to work. We're going to have to keep it this way. Welcome to episode 57. I'll give you guys a few minutes to jump on. Tonight we're going to talk about new construction. Make sure you let me know you're on if you're watching so I can say hi. Give you guys a few minutes. What's up, Yolanda? Thanks for jumping on this evening. What's going on, Brent? Every day I do this show so I can bring you guys a little bit of real estate information. I really appreciate you guys coming on here with me, spending the evening. It takes a good few minutes, and I appreciate your attention. Tonight we're going to talk about factors that influence builder pricing. If you're looking at new construction homes, these are some things that you need to think about. What's going on, Jason? Thanks for jumping on. Please be sure to hit that like button, love button, share this out so you're not selfish with the information. You want to definitely let everybody know in your friends list, and you never know who's going to be looking for a house. So this may be beneficial to somebody. Thank you, Yolanda. That is so sweet. I'm so glad you take the time to spend on here with me in the evening. I'm actually considering taking a break from my show every day because I'm getting a little bit tired. I need to spend some extra time with my daughter, and it's a lot of work to do this on a daily basis. So I'm contemplating it. I'm just putting it out there. I initially was going to just get on here this evening and make that announcement, but I'm still deciding. I'm really torn because I know that, there are people that do watch this every day. And I don't want to stop doing the show for a little bit, but I think I might have to just to kind of take a break and regroup because I want to have the energy that I need to bring to you guys. And I don't want to make it anything boring, but this does take a lot of energy, and I want to make sure I bring the value that you guys want to see. But we'll go ahead and move on. Some of the factors that builders are going to consider with new construction. When you purchase a new home, it's different from buying a resale home. Definitely real estate agent life, working too much. So there are some things when you're purchasing new construction, if you're lucky enough to get in the pre-construction, you're going to get a better price because as the homes throughout the development have sold, the prices are going to go up as well. So the earlier, the better when you're looking at new construction. It says there are a few things here in this blog that I'm reading. Most builder prices are influenced by location, cost of the land, size of the home, cost of building materials, labor costs, real estate market conditions, and builder impact fees. I would definitely say that's the case because obviously cost of the land is going to change depending on your location. So if you are in my town where I live in, Stafford, it's going to be cheaper to get more land than if you go to the Northern Virginia area, which is closer to DC. And what could cost, I would say, $400,000 down here could cost $1 million just 35 miles up the road when you get closer to DC. So that's definitely a factor that you need to consider. Where you want to live and the cost of the land is going to impact. Also, which builder you're using, because some of their fees are more expensive. The builder that I went with, I probably will not buy another home from them. The quality of the materials, now I wouldn't put any names out there, but I'm just saying the quality of the materials and the how do I say this? They didn't build the home for the long term, basically. I mean, there are some custom, I would go custom if I was going to build again. What's going on, Jason? Thank you for joining, Robert. But yeah, I would definitely go custom home if I was going to build again, a brand new home, because I know that they're building it for a little bit longer term. One problem that my neighbor had is she said her plumbing under the sink. Now, mind you, our houses are probably 4 years old. So they said that the pipes under the sink were not constructed for the long term. I don't know anything about plumbing, but I know that when you have a leak and it's because of the way it's designed, that's not exactly the best route to go. I had a leak with my dishwasher at 2 years, And I personally don't feel at 2 years with a brand new dishwasher, it should be leaking that way. And it should have leaked enough to cause floor damage. So just some things to consider. You are getting what you pay for when it comes to builders. So do your research, find what their reputation is, look at the reviews, because it just depends on your needs. I mean, you know, if you're gonna be in the house for a couple of years, you're probably good to go. If you plan on staying there, making it your forever home, you might just want to make sure you're getting the right builder. Okay, why does someone need a real estate agent when you're going to see a builder? Well, purchasing new construction is complicated, and especially if you're a first-time homeowner or home buyer, you don't know all the questions to ask. Yes, there are people that sit in the sales office, but if you hire an agent, it's not going to cost you anymore. They actually have that factored into the cost of the house. So it's not going to cost you anything. That agent that you're hiring is going to be able to help you negotiate. So if you have a question, you can call your agent instead of the sales agent in the office who's working for the builder, by the way. I didn't think that you needed an agent before I got back into real estate for a builder, but you do, because again, the person in that sales office is working for the builder, not for you. So you definitely want to have someone that represents you and that can answer questions for you, because it's not as simple as just going in and talking to someone. You want to know what your options are, and an agent can help you do that. Why the mad faces? What's going on with that? Tell me what's up. What did I say to make you guys mad tonight? The best time to buy. A lot of national builders are publicly traded companies, and they need to meet sales goals and answer to shareholders of the company. For that reason, towards the end of the quarter, builders tend to be more aggressive with their incentives. They do give you a lot of good incentives when you go new construction. They'll finish, for example, they gave me, I think, a sunroom, and then that bumped out my basement, and they finished the basement. And I don't remember, it was so long ago. But they gave me some pretty good incentives, and I'm like, on my street alone, there's $100,000 difference for what I paid, because I bought new, versus what some of the people paid maybe a year later. And that's a large difference. So if you're buying into new construction later on in the process, you're going to pay more, and you might not be able to sell it right away, because you've got to build up that equity. So it's not that your house went down in value. It's just, unfortunately, it might not have been comparable, and you're paying the builder's price. You don't really have a lot of negotiation with the builder. So that's something to consider, which goes into my next one, builder list prices. Builders don't like to reduce their prices. If they do, it sets a precedent for future home sales. So builders are more likely to pay for closing costs or offer design incentives instead. They're not going to drop the prices. Hey, Susie, what's going on? We're talking new construction this evening. Keith, how are you? Trying to go back here. Something to consider is get everything in writing. Well, I would say that would be a general statement when you're talking about real estate at all. When you're purchasing or selling, you need to get everything in writing. So I don't see why new construction would be any different. I mean, everything, it seems obvious, but builders, they will tell you a lot of different things. For example, in my neighborhood, they told us there was another community about a mile up the road, and they told us that we could use their amenities, their basketball court that they have over there. We can't use those amenities. That's not something that, I didn't even get our HOA guidelines until after I closed, which in a normal resale you're going to get prior to closing, and you actually have a contingency to walk away if you don't like the rules. But that's just a new construction thing, so that's just something to think about. Make sure you get it in writing, especially things like what I said about using the amenities for that community. There's a lot of things that some of our neighbors in the community were unhappy with because they said those promises were made and they're not true, or they've changed them a little bit. I mean, things do change. New builders come into communities, and the original builders get booted out. I don't know why they even changed the models. We started off with maybe 4 models in my neighborhood, and then they changed the models, and I was a little bit salty because the guy across the street, he gets this beautiful model with this front porch that I wanted and wasn't available when I first purchased. So those are some things that happen. there are changes throughout the process. It doesn't stay static. There's things always changing. They have to adjust with the market, and they want to bring new buyers in, or maybe they want to get more aggressive, like they said. So they're going to change things up a bit. After they changed to the different models, then they waited maybe another year and they changed to less upgraded models. We'll put it to you that way. There's no granite, there's no hardwood. They only offer, I don't even know the name of the standard countertops over there. It's definitely not granite, because I went in the model home and I said, you don't have any of the upgrades, or you're not offering any of the higher end options. And she said, no, we're selling these lower priced. The square footage is smaller. So now you've gone down to a smaller model in hopes to sell more of the homes quicker, I guess. I mean, it just depends on their goals, and if they're just trying to hurry up and sell the community out, that's what they're going to do. So they'll reduce the prices, which a lot of people were upset about it, again, because when builders do different things, then they try to change some things up, and it doesn't necessarily, the people that have already purchased into the neighborhood might not agree. It says purchase the builder's model home. Purchasing the builder's model home can be an excellent deal, and they really can. The one, you get all the upgrades, things that they don't normally do in the model, they're going to put in that home, and you're going to get it for a deal, because now you've got a home that's been walked through a billion times with all the people that have come and looked at it. So that's a good way to get a deal. And like number 8 on the list here says research the builder, which I mentioned to you before. You definitely want to research them. It says not all builders are equal. Do your homework. I always stress people do your homework. Get to know the builders, their reputation, and what they offer. To get an understanding of the builder and what they offer, visit other communities they've built. I would definitely encourage people to do that when you're looking at new construction. That's something that I wish I had done a little bit more. I've always been a proponent of them. They have great customer service. Any issues that I've had, they've been responsive to. It's just now, it's like once you do it, once you make a decision and you go forward on it, then you realize you could have done some other things. Not necessarily their fault, just some things that I didn't know that I wish I had known before. But I also thought I was buying my forever home, and now I'm like, oh, I think I want to get an estate property, because I made some choices in here that I wanted to have a main level walk-in, which now I wish I had done, where I could get a deck and then I could have the patio below it, because I want the outdoor living space. So you just have to know the questions to ask, and sometimes it takes actually having conversations to figure out what you're looking to do. And another thing says know the builder's lender. A lot of times builders are only going to give you their incentives if you use their lender. So you're going to get a little bit more of a deal. It says builders love it when buyers use their preferred lender. In most cases, they will even offer some enticing incentives to ensure a buyer chooses their lender. Even so, buyers should not automatically use the lender. They should shop around to find the best loan for them. I would agree. I would definitely agree. It's not that you're going to get necessarily a better rate, but you want to make sure that that lender is right for you in terms of responsiveness, offers the type of loan you're looking for. There are pretty standard loans that every lender is going to offer, but you have to find, with anything, the person or the company that's right for you. So those are my tips for the evening when considering new construction. If you have any questions or looking to get the process started in any other way, please feel free to reach out to me. I do this on a daily basis, Facebook, on Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, all the social medias out there. So don't hesitate to call me, private message me if you have a question or if I can help you guys with anything. And I appreciate your attention, and I will see you guys tomorrow.